Nobody saw this coming. 4 months, fans of Shen Yue and Dylan Wang have been holding their breath, watching every post, every interview, every candid moment caught on camera, praying that what they feared most was not actually happening. And then, just like that, the silence from both camps became louder than any official statement could ever be. But now, someone close to Shen Yue has finally opened their mouth, and what they are hinting at is not what anyone expected. Before we get into everything, if you are new here and you love keeping up with the real stories behind your favorite celebrities, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because we cover everything the headlines miss. The friendship between Shen Yue and Dylan Wang has always been the kind of love story that felt too cinematic to be real. Two people who met on set, fell into each other's worlds so naturally that the cameras almost felt unnecessary, and built something that their entire fanbase watched grow from stolen glances during press tours to what many believed was a full, committed, deeply rooted relationship. That is why when the whispers started, when the energy between them shifted in ways only the most devoted followers could detect, the internet did not just react. It grieved. But here is where things get interesting. While both Shen Yue and Dylan Wang have remained remarkably composed in public, choosing silence over spectacle in a way that honestly says a lot about both of their characters, someone in Shen Yue's inner circle has been talking. Not loudly, not on any major platform, but enough for the pieces to start forming a picture that is far more complicated and far more human than the simple narrative of two people growing apart. According to hints dropped by a close friend of Shen Yue in a recent candid exchange that has since been circulating among fan communities, the distance between the two did not begin with a single argument or a dramatic falling out. It began much quieter than that. It began with two incredibly ambitious people arriving at a crossroads in their individual careers at exactly the same moment, and the weight of that collision being something neither of them had fully prepared for. Shen Yue, by every measure, is at the most powerful point of her career. Her projects are landing. Her presence in the industry is undeniable. The roles being offered to her now are the kind that actresses spend entire decades working toward, and she is standing at that door right now, at this exact moment in her life. And from what her close friend has been hinting at, that ascent did not come without a cost to the personal space the two of them had carefully built together. What makes this even more layered is that the friend did not frame it as a blame situation. There was no finger pointing at Dylan Wang. There was no suggestion of betrayal or dishonesty or any of the dramatic explanations that fan theories had been running wild with online. Instead, the picture being painted is one of two people who genuinely love each other but who are standing at the edge of two very different chapters, and the timing simply has not been kind to them. Dylan Wang's own trajectory this year has pulled him in directions that demand complete focus. The commitments on his end, professionally and personally, have created a schedule that leaves very little room for the kind of consistent, present, emotionally available partnership that sustains a relationship through its harder seasons. And while none of this makes the situation any less painful for the fans, or more importantly, for the two people living inside it, it does reframe the whole story in a way that feels honest. The close friend's hints also touched on something that has barely been discussed in any of the coverage surrounding this situation, which is how much both Shen Yue and Dylan Wang have actively tried to protect each other throughout this period. The quiet has not been cold. It has been careful. It has been two people who clearly still hold enormous respect and tenderness for one another, choosing not to let the public consumption of their pain define what they had together or what they might still mean to each other going forward. And that, honestly, is the part of the story that is hitting the hardest for everyone who has followed their journey. Because it would almost be easier if there were a villain. It would be easier if there were a clear reason to be angry at someone, or to draw a definitive line under the whole thing and walk away cleanly. But what Shen Yue's close friend is pointing toward is something far messier and far more recognizable than that. It is two people who wanted the same things at different speeds. Two people whose love was real, but whose lives began moving in rhythms that stopped syncing up. And two people who are trying, in their own private ways, to figure out what comes next without losing themselves or each other in the process. The fan reaction to all of this has been exactly what you would expect from a community that has poured years of emotional investment into this relationship. There is heartbreak. There is denial. There is an entire corner of the internet that is still holding out hope and pointing to every recent photo and every ambiguous caption as evidence that the story is not over yet. And maybe it is not. Maybe what Shen Yue's close friend is hinting at is not an ending but a pause, a recalibration. Two people stepping back to tend to the parts of themselves that got set aside while they were busy building something together. What we know for certain is that Shen Yue is not the kind of person who makes decisions impulsively or who lets outside noise dictate her private life. Everything about how she has carried herself through this period reflects someone who is processing something real and doing it with extraordinary grace. And the fact that even her close friends are speaking in hints rather than headlines tells you everything about the kind of loyalty and discretion that exists in her world. The full story may never come out completely, and perhaps that is exactly as it should be. Not every love story owes the public an explanation. Not every separation needs to be performed for an audience. But what is coming through, even in the spaces between the words, is that whatever happened between Shen Yue and Dylan Wang, it came from a place of genuine feeling. And that, more than any official statement or agency announcement ever could, is what makes it matter.